A few weeks ago, we brought you a video discussing some new construction that's coming to the Milton area with the Granary at Draper Farms and Scarlet Oaks. Today, we're going to be diving into a little bit more of an update on the Granary at Draper Farms, along with some other proposed new construction communities that we will be seeing coming to the area, and just a little bit more about those and what they may look like. Before we dive into that content, my name is Matt Lunden. I'm a local real estate agent here in Coastal Delaware, and I put out content each and every week discussing all things Coastal Delaware, what it's like to live here in the real estate market here. If that's something that you would like to see some more of, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below. And then if you're someone that's looking to buy or sell real estate here in Coastal Delaware, that's what me and my team help with every single day, and we would love to help you. So all my information is going to be down below in the description and here on the screen. If we can help in absolutely any way, don't hesitate to reach out. Now let's dive into the content. The first community that we'll discuss is the Granary at Draper Farms and the update there. As we mentioned previously here on the channel, the Granary at Draper Farms is proposed as a 1,350 home community on about a 450 acre tract of land. So it's going to be a lot of homes. They're expecting it to take about 20 years or so to build. So it's going to be a lengthy project to completion. It's going to be mostly residential with some commercial mixed in. I know there's a brewery in the mix there and a couple other things planned, but the exact details have not been hammered out, as the impact of 1,350 homes could be significant on an area. Well, it just went to the Milton Town Council on October 9th, and they did pass to include it as a special tax district. So there will be an additional tax levied on anybody that's buying into the Granary at Draper Farms. What that's going to do is it will bring in more revenue for the Milton Town to be able to increase roadways and other infrastructure around the community. That way, it's not a complete burden on the roadways that we already have, and there's some consideration as to how the growth will exactly work there. So it's not all bad, but obviously if you're someone that's buying in there, it's good to know that there's going to be an extra tax. The next project we're going to take a look at is the Twin Masts community, and Twin Masts is proposed as a 249 home site community on a 133 acre parcel of land. That parcel of land sits at the corner of Route 1 and Round Pole Bridge Road. So again, 249 home sites on 133 acres. They'll be pretty tightly packed in there. But again, there was a lot of concern from folks over this development based on some environmental concerns, based on its proximity to the Eagle Crest Air Dome up there at Hudson Fields, and just a number of other things. The attorney for the developer did state that they are far enough away and that it should not impact Eagle Crest, but there are some other considerations to make in the different traffic patterns they're going to have to create and how they can accommodate an additional essentially 250 homes on that parcel and in that area, and what that will do to the overall traffic patterns and how it'll impact the roadways. So there is still more consideration being done as to if this is a viable option or not. However, the attorney made a pretty strong case as to the fact that they say that there's more than enough environmental consideration. They're building more than the required amount of buffers, and it is in line with the county standards. So we'll be interested to see how that one comes to fruition and if it actually ends up panning out or not. But just know that there could be another community, which is Twin Masts, which will be at Route 1 and Round Pole Bridge Road. Again, 249 home sites on about 133 acre parcel. And that'll include a couple different, walking paths and that kind of stuff. So not all of it will be home sites, but it will have some amenities and again, 250 home sites right there along the Route 1 corridor. The next development we're going to discuss is a community called Black Oak, which was just given the green light by the Sussex Planning and Zoning Committee at their meeting on September 28th. Black Oak is going to be no different. It's going to be 127 home sites on a 77 acre tract right near where Shell Brothers just built on a few different home sites along the roadway there. So New Road has become the new spot. Black Oak is going to have a number of different amenities in there. They're going to have some pickleball courts, some walking trails, a pool, and a couple other things. But they did put a precedent on the natural areas surrounding it, and the developer actually removed 4 home sites from their original plan in an effort to keep more of the mature tree line that they have surrounding that property. So they didn't want to remove all the trees and just clean cut the whole parcel and just have homes in an open field. So they did put some consideration into the environment, and part of that was forced because they are right along a waterway. So anytime you're that close to water, it is imperative to make sure that you are taking into consideration the impact that you're going to have on the environment around you, which they have done here as best as they could. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out and how it impacts the traffic pattern along New Road, which has become, again, a very bustling corridor. There is a ton of new construction going on along New Road, which was once a sleepy back road and is now becoming one of the primary veins into Lewes. It'll be widened here in the future because it's going to be a necessity, and they are putting a lot of those plans into fruition with, looking forward. They're starting to consider how the impact of a lot of these communities will work on the roadways instead of getting 5, 10, 15 years down the road, looking back and saying, well, what the heck? How did we get here? Why is there such bad traffic? So it's good to see them at least have some forward thinking ability in their planning of these items. But, you know, obviously as we grow, it will be a little bit of a growing pain in having that many people along new road and just adding that many more cars into the traffic pattern on that road. So we'll be interested to see how it goes. There is a limit as to how quickly they can build it, just so that it doesn't overrun the area too quickly. And they are, again, forward thinking and not necessarily waiting until it's too late to make these considerations. For those of you looking for a newer 55 and over age restricted option here in Sussex County, next project is going to be for you. That next project is Raleigh Farm, which has just been greenlit by the Sussex Planning and Zoning Committee. It does still await final approval, so it has not been fully vested yet, and they do not have the full green light, but it is pretty much almost there. They just need that final stamp of approval on their final site plans. Raleigh Farm is going to be 646 home sites on a 359 acre tract of land, and it'll sit just east of Georgetown and just north of Millsboro. It'll be a, again, age restricted community with a number of amenities, and it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. The current parcel of land there was cleared in 2015, so it's a big wide open field. It used to be all trees, but they cleared it in 2015 and it's been sitting vacant since. So now the Raleigh Farms will go in there, assuming it gets the final approval, but it's going to have a pool, clubhouse, walking trail, open spaces, and all sorts of other stuff. They are limiting the number of building permits that they can give out each year. And part of the reasoning there is they want to make sure that they're taking into consideration, again, just like we discussed with Black Oak, taking into consideration the impact it's going to have on the roadways. And they want to make sure that it fits within the comprehensive plan of that area. So they don't want to just overrun the roadways and build hundreds of homes a year. They're trying to take it a little bit slower than normal. That way they can assess the impact that the community has on the surrounding roadways and make sure that they're developing at an appropriate speed level so that they can make those roadway adjustments and not just overrun the area with traffic. They do expect quite a bit of vehicle movements, with likely to be about 3,000 additional vehicle movements on the roadway daily, which is not a small impact. It's a pretty large impact. Precautionary measures, that way they are not overrunning the area and the sustainable growth is there. The final update we have for you is going to be Chapel Farm, which is going to be apartments and commercial space at the corner of Cave Neck Road and Route 1. They've asked for an extension because they don't have the detailed plans of the Del Dot intersection improvements that they're going to make there. So they have asked for an extension there, and it is been asked for a detailed timeline so that they can exactly give the timeline of what they need, but they've asked for a 6-month extension. So we'll have more on that project in a coming video, but just know that there is a project proposed at the corner of Cave Neck Road and Route 1, which would be some apartments and commercial space. That's going to do it for today's video on some new projects that are coming your way. If you've found some value in today's video, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, smash the notification bell next to it, just so you can stay in the loop each week when we go live with new content. And then if you're someone that's looking to buy or sell real estate here in Coastal Delaware, we would love to help you. And all my information, again, it's down below in the description and here on the screen. We hope to hear from you soon. Look forward to seeing you guys next time. Peace.